students. Today we are going to discuss the, you can say that this is the last lecture of this course, Potato Cultivation and Secondary Agriculture. The course title is Economic Analysis of Greenhouse Cultivation. Till now we have discussed the various aspects of greenhouse cultivation from starting. So today for any project, economics is very important. If you are going to establish any project, not in cultivation, in any area, first we do the ground surveys, market surveys, so many things, marketing chain, competition, there are so many things are there. But so as I told, economic analysis is very important, right? In that, because in greenhouse, if you can say that broadly two things are there. One is the capital cost, because depending upon the at which location you are establishing the greenhouse, you need the different type of gadgets, right? And the heat for heating, cooling, maybe CO2 as per your requirement, right? And then operating cost is there, okay? So and if you compare this with the open field condition, the cost is higher, right? So and as I told that the important point is the what is your total input cost, means the total cost you are incurring in producing the any crop, and at which price, right? What price you are realizing, that is very important, right? To make the any enterprise, not agricultural crop, any enterprise, it is very essential. There are various things in economic analysis are there, but here today simply in simple way we'll discuss the various aspects of economic analysis of greenhouse cultivation. Here for understanding, we have taken the tomato crop as a case study, and we have taken the, normally if you see, I surveyed the literature, various review literature available in the research journal and the various reports. In that I found that the only conventional drip irrigation mainly has been discussed. In that also all the economics parameter has been not discussed. Normally BC ratio and payback period has been discussed. But here for tomato cultivation, we are going to today going to discuss the benefit cost ratio, net present value and payback period. So basically we'll discuss the three parameters. Based on that you can understand the what is the economics of greenhouse cultivation. Basically though the topic is the greenhouse cultivation, but what we have done, we can have done the comparison between the open, because there is no comparison, right? But for the sake we have taken the four case, right? Conventional cultivation, that is open field cultivation normally people are doing, and then drip irrigation. We are cultivating the tomato crop with the drip irrigation system. Then drip irrigation is plastic mulch, and then the polyhouse at last. So basically four case we will discuss. Here the methodology we have followed, that we have considered the 1000 meter square area for in all the four cases, and the primary data we have taken from the, as I told earlier also, in our department of agriculture engineering, plastical changing technology project is running. So from the last 15 years a lot of work has been done. So some of the data we have taken from there. Apart from that, in the department earlier we have the precision farming PFDC project, so we have taken the data from both the project, and some data we have taken from the secondary sources, from the published information from books, journals, like that, okay? And as I told, the three parameters we will consider: benefit cost ratio, net present value and payback period to study the economic analysis of all the four cases, okay? Conventional drip with mulch and polyhouse, or you can say greenhouse cultivation. Benefit cost ratio is very common in agriculture. Commonly we used to calculate the benefit cost ratio, means how much benefit you are getting from, suppose that if you are cultivating any crop, so you are giving we have the total cost incurred in cultivating the crops, and how much price, how much benefit you are getting, right? So there we can calculate by the net benefit or by the gross benefit, right? So, and certainly to make the project viable, it should be your benefit cost ratio should be more than 1, and for that the formula is given here. And the net present value is the basically the difference between the net present value of cash inflow and means the total cash inflow means the after selling the produce how much cash inflow you are getting, and the present value of cash outflow, because in various agricultural activity we have to incur money, or you have to incur expenditure. So based on that, so basically that is over a period of time, maybe 3 year, 2 year, 5 years. So over the period, what is the difference between, and for that normally here we take the discount factor of, we have considered 15%, that is the opportunity cost of capital. And finally the payback period means the, if you are means the how much time, because as I told how much time it is taking to recover the cost, right? Recover the cost, and you can say, or to reach a break even point. Okay, so 3 parameters we will calculate, we will discuss today. First we will start with the open field cultivation. This is very common. Some of the data we have taken, that for field preparation you use the tractor with the rotavator, and for 1000 square meter we have considered that the rupees 560 amount will be there. And for nursery, because you need the, because you are growing the tomato, we need the plant. So we are considering that we are growing the tomato nursery in under portrait, and because around the year the season is different, so we have used the low tunnel technology and the vermicompost and cocoa peat as the growing media. And for around the year the cost is around 14,900. And in fertilizer we have taken the simplest case. You are doing the commonly used fertilizer for NPK, urea, DAP and MOP, right? And the fertilizer dose you have considered is the for NPK 111 means the nitrogen dose is the 111 kg, 67 kg is your phosphorus, and potash is the 133 kg. We have taken from this this is the one case we have taken. This is not the fixed that at this dose we have to give, right? And so this dose you have taken from the fixed fertilizer dose we have taken. And the cost of fertilizer has been considered. And for irrigation, because here the conventional irrigation you are using, for that for round the year in summer, monsoon and winter season we have considered the number of irrigation we have to give and the total manpower required. So here you can see the line preparation cost, as I told, 560 rupees, and planting material cost already we have discussed, fertilizer cost, irrigation cost, spraying cost and the labor cost. So it is around, you can say, 48,000 rupees for the total recurring cost for cultivating the crop. And for production of tomato during different season and income generated. As I told, in 3 seasons, in round the year, roughly we have taken because the tomato crop is between, it depends upon variety, microclimate, so many factors. But if we'll do diligently, we can take the 3 crops, okay? And so during November to February means during winter season, we have taken the, in conventional cultivation, we have taken the 15 ton average. India productivity is around 22 ton per hectare for India. And the sale price, because during winter the sale price is low, so we have taken 10 rupees per kg. And during summer, because the microclimate is not suitable, already we have discussed, because the temperature is high, air temperature, soil temperature and light intensity is very high, so we have taken 18 ton, and 2% we have taken the loss of the produce. And the selling price, because during summer the price realization by selling the tomato is, we have considered rupees to be average price 20 rupees kg. But during Kharif the yield will be, because the mortality is there, okay, late blight problem is there, so a lot of challenges are there in the cultivation of tomato during Kharif season. So we have taken the yield 20 ton. But in Kharif, you know that because that is off season, you can say, so price realization is high, so we have to consider the average price, means the average price during the harvesting period, rupees 30 rupees per kg, and based on that total income from the produce is 95,060 rupees. So here you can see we have calculated the total capital cost is not here available, because there is no infrastructure cost incurring. So this is a recurring cost, and the total cost is already we have discussed. Then the benefit we have calculated, and as I told that based on formula already we have discussed. So discount factor for each year has been given, and so we will calculate discounted cost and discounted benefit. and so we'll add the for 3 year total discounted cost and total discounted benefit. Based on that, we will calculate the net present value. And BC ratio, as I told, this is the BC ratio today. Here we are showing it is the BC ratio, gross BC ratio, right? Based on gross profit, and payback period is around 1 year. Okay, so this is your payback period. So in case of drip, only difference what we are doing, that the same urea we have considered, because urea available in the market is 100% water soluble. So for nitrogen, because in case of drip you are giving the fertigation, so for nitrogen you have taken the urea source MOP 0050 or 0060 we have considered, and for DAP P as total 100% basal dose already we have discussed earlier classes, and total number of irrigations have been given, and how much time what is the irrigation cost. So based on that, two parameters you have considered, and based on the, because you are cultivating the crops under drip irrigation system, so you have to install the drip irrigation system, and average life it varies from, but average you have taken 7 year here in this case. So annual cost will be 3,571 rupees around cost. So annual breakup of recurring cost you can see from this. Here the fertigation cost is different from your conventional, because you are using 0050, okay, and the irrigation cost will be different because the number of irrigation will be here number of irrigation, because in drip case number of irrigation we give the frequent 1 day or 2 days gap, so your pumping cost will be more, and based on that we have calculated total recurring cost. So here as you know that in case of drip your yield will be higher than because crop is managed, water is given in proper way, so root zone microclimate is suitable, because in conventional your root zone oxygen there is problem because a lot of moisture is there, okay. So already we have discussed in drip class earlier also. So here yield we have considered 40 ton per hectare, and average price realization is 10 rupees, and during summer season we have taken 30 ton and the price realization 20 rupees, and if you are using the drip up to 20 ton you can expect. This is average, as I told, we have assumed it can be 40 ton, okay. How you manage the crop, right, and what is the location, there are various factors, okay. So based on that we will calculate the total income from the sale of your produce, and here for the 3 years we have calculated, and based on that you will calculate the, already I told that we will calculate your BC ratio, that is 2.5, and the total net present value already we will calculate by using your discounted benefit and discounted cost. If you subtract you will get your discounted cost is there and discounted benefit is there, and if you subtract the cost from your benefit, then you will get the net present value and payback period, how much time it is taking. You can see here that we have taken capital cost for 1 year, but initially you have to give the when you are installing the drip irrigation system, you have to incur all the cost. Maybe there are various factors. You have taken you have not considered the subsidy part, right? Suppose that because here in Jharkhand government, as you know that central government is giving 50% subsidy, okay, for micro irrigation system, and here in Jharkhand 40% is subsidy is given by your government of Jharkhand, okay, from agriculture department. So 90% subsidy is there, but here you are not considering the subsidy part, okay, and we have considered the cost of 1 year, because we have considered a life of 7 years. Based on that we have calculated, and so your net present value, BC ratio and payback period is given. Here it is comparison, already we have discussed that how much in drip we have compared, this is comparative table in comparison to your drip irrigation is compared with your conventional cultivation, and all the data is given, and so based on already we have discussed that it shows that your BC ratio and your payback period is less than your conventional cultivation. As I told that the 4 cases we are discussing, so first one was conventional, second one was drip, and third one is the mulching, okay. Already we have discussed mulching briefly, but in Hindi already video is there. If you are interested, you can see the Hindi video on the plastic mulching. Okay, so here apart from drip cost, your mulching cost will be there. So because you are taking 3 crops, so around 12,000 cost you have considered, and based on that you have calculated total cost. And here because you are using the drip, if you manage the crop well, up to 60-70 ton. In our field, in our plastic culture engineering and technology project, paid project, we have taken up to 80 ton, 60 to 80 ton. It depends upon the season. So during Rabi season, during your November to February, we have considered 70 ton, and during summer season 40 ton, and during Kharif season, you can say rainy season, the July to October, we have considered 30 ton. Okay, and because you know that the tomato price varies around the year, so we have taken the same price as you use in the drip or in conventional case. So this is your total income from the sale of produce. And here again for 3 years we have calculated, and the total discounted cost, we will calculate total discounted cost and total discounted benefit, like that we discuss. So you can see here the BC ratio is 3.14. okay, and so here the same again, we have compared the drip with mulch with the conventional. Okay, so it is clear that in case of mulch, your BC ratio payback period is better than your drip irrigation system, and much better than your conventional system. Okay, and this is the conclusion. And in greenhouse, because you have to construct the poly house or greenhouse, whatever you want to say, and for the roughly average price for natural ventilated greenhouse, we have taken the rupees 800 for per square meter for construction cost. So for 1000 square meter, round cost will be 8 lakh rupees. And for the structure, because we are using the pipe structure here, so average life you have considered 20 years. And for cladding, because normally the cladding material life is your 3 years, so because after 3 years we have to replace, so 1 year cost is 91,000. okay, and in case of normally you can go you can do the soil sterilization in case of open field also, but normally in greenhouse, because you are putting a lot of cost, okay, and management is totally different than the open field, so normally we go for soil sterilization. So you are using the soil sterilization, for that extra cost there are various methods are there, normally various methods are there for soil sterilization. So you have taken 10,000 rupees, and the total plant number of plant in all cases we have taken 6 plant per square meter, and the average yield we have taken. This is not average yield. Normally in India it varies from normally 150 to 200. okay, and depends, as already we have discussed, that yield can be up to 500, more than 500,000 ton. In Australia, one of the farmers, one of the enterprises, they are taking tomato. But here in India, as for my knowledge and from the literature, around 180 ton is expected yield, and you are taking 1 crop. Okay, in all the cases you are taking 3 crop, but here you know that you are taking the 1 crop only during normally, because during normally you start the crop after the summer. Okay, around June, like that, because from March to June the temperature is very natural ventilation, so it is very difficult to start the cultivation. So normally in greenhouse your crop period is 6 to 9 months. Okay, so normally we take depend how you are managing, what is variety, so many factors are there. So if you manage the crop well, your yield will be higher, and up to 180 ton. It is not high. Okay, so this is, and the average price, because the produce will get, in some will get the off season, right? In that your price realization will be better. So average price we have taken the 30 rupees kg for your 180 ton yield. But okay, so the total how much income you will get, it is 5,29,200 rupees. Okay, and the same here you have taken the calculation for 6 years. Okay, and the same like discounted cost and so BC ratio in this case you can see it is 2.4. okay, lower than your drip or even plastic mulch. Okay, so okay, and same way here we've done the comparison between conventional and poly house. Okay, and so why this so? Because in one thing it is very important I want to say, that here you have taken the cost for 1 year, but initially we have to you have to incur the expenditure in constructing greenhouse. So you have to by using the depreciation straight line method, you have taken the first year cost only. Okay, if you will consider the whole project cost, so the result will be different. There are so many variables are there. Okay, so on particular case, just for case study, we have taken the data from the, as I told, from the primary sources, from the research we have done at the BAU, Department of Agriculture, and from the secondary sources we have taken. And this is the comparison. You can see it is very interesting table, that it is comparison between all the 4 cases: conventional, drip with mulch, and polyhouse. So you can see here that the planting material cost is more or less same, because in polyhouse it is less, because the same structure we are using for growing the nursery. And you can see the depreciation cost, total cost, means the depreciation of fixed cost in case of your polyhouse is higher already, because it is a permanent structure, so there that is high. And apart from that, this is yearly data. Okay, and you can see the irrigation cost, because you can see that in case of plastic mulch, the irrigation cost is less, because due to plastic mulching, the number of irrigation will reduce, because the evaporation loss is reducing. So whenever using the drip, depending upon the which type of soil, so many parameters are there. Normally 25 to 50% water saving is there. Again, if you are using the plastic mulch, the water saving is there, so number of irrigation will be reduced, so your irrigation cost is less in case of and in polyhouse also, because the microclimate is different than the open field, so your number of irrigation also reduces inside the polyhouse. So that is the difference. And the labor cost varies between, in case of your plastic mulch, the weed will be less, so number of labor cost, total number of labors you have to use for growing the crop will be different. And so from here you can see that the BC ratio, the highest we are finding for the your drip with plastic mulch. Okay. Okay, so even drip is you can say comparable with your polyhouse. Okay, so this is the thing, and so here the same thing has been discussed. So why this is happening? Okay, so already we have discussed so many things. So as I told earlier also, that it is not that the same result you will get at each place. It depends upon what price and what yield, right? What price you are getting for per kg of produce. Any enterprise if you are taking, what price, it depends. Sometime the price realization can be 20 rupees. Sometimes the price realization will be 20 rupees, and as I told, where you are selling the produce, that is very important. The what price you are getting for your produce, and which crop you are taking. So in all this, especially in the polyhouse cultivation, in all the cultivation, as I told earlier in so many classes, that first you have to survey about the market, right? Which market, which price, and how you are managing the crop. So price realization is important, and how you are managing your total cost in cultivating the crop. So these parameters, the same result will not get each place. It may be that hydroponics and high-tech greenhouse can be profitable, because there the price realization of tomato and capsicum is, in for the capsicum it goes up to, colored capsicum go up to 250 rupees. So where you are selling the produce, you are exporting or giving to 5-star hotel, where that is very important. Okay, so this is the just for understanding. But in general case, if you are not managing the crop, because in the polyhouse the crop management is totally different than the open field. But people normally discuss about the polyhouse, but that is not sufficient. Crop management part is very important in greenhouse, and market, as I told. So here I want to discuss then what is way out. What is way out? So normally what I have found till now, that the people first already discussed in the protected cultivation video, in Hindi video is available. There are two ways to people are doing for any enterprise. Normally what is happening in greenhouse case, people are first constructing the greenhouse, then thinking what to grow. But it should be opposite. First you think about the crop. First think about the crop, which market, what is the problem, then you go backward. Okay, but normally people are, because the government of India is giving subsidy for that, 50% subsidy, and in some places, in some state government is additional subsidy. It is not that the polyhouse is not profitable. Thing is that what is the market, what price you are getting. There are so many factors, variable factors are there. So what is way out? So normally for common farmers, this is very understanding of this. What I am saying is very important. The polyhouse or protected cultivation. Normally, I think that the polyhouse is not the one solution for all the agricultural activity, okay, for plastic culture or protected cultivation. So protected cultivation is more important. Means what I want to say that if you are going to grow the crop at any place in India, throughout India or any part of the world, these are the parameter important. From which parameters? Means that from temperature, means soil temperature. Minimum temperature, maximum temperature for round the year, how it is varying. What is the air temperature from minimum temperature, maximum temperature round the year at that location is varying. Apart from that, how relative humidity is varying. Then if I want to protect from intensity, light intensity, or you want to change the spectrum, apart from that, at some places wind speed is only challenge, right? There is no need to increase the soil air temperature or soil temperature. So why to go for your polyhouse, right? So what I am saying, want to say is that depending upon which type of one or more challenges, parameter challenges you are facing in cultivating, as I told, first you decide the enterprise, which season you want to grow, and then what are the challenges you are facing in that season. Then based on that, you have, based on these challenges, you have to select, you have to proceed. Okay, so in which month, it may be that someone is interested for 4 months only around the year. We have 12 months. For how many months you want to protect your crop? For 4 months or 6 months or 12 months. So you have to decide that what are the challenges, for how many months you are interested to protect your crop from your microclimate vagaries. Okay, and then there are various protection systems. Normally, as I told that there are various systems here in department also you have developed, like the natural ventilated polyhouse. This is commonly used throughout the India, right? And then we have to work on the multi-purpose greenhouse, because in summer you can use for same polyhouse for your drying purpose or soil solution, drying or soil solution. In multi-purpose, detachable roof greenhouse is very excellent concept. Already we have discussed in earlier classes also, and Hindi video is also available on this. Apart from that, temporary shade net. Suppose that someone is interested only during summer. So why to go for permanent polyhouse? Suppose someone is interested to grow tomato or capsicum during summer season, from you can say February end to June, or 15 February to June end, or June end. So if you are interested to grow the crop only for 4.5 months during summer season, so polyhouse will not work in that case, right? Because polyhouse for heating the air. But in case of polyhouse, the air temperature will be high. For that, temporary shade net is sufficient. So why go for the permanent your shade net structure or natural ventilated polyhouse? Okay, so based on your, as I told, which enterprise you are taking. Okay, and then apart from that, rain shelter. Suppose that in some parts of India, in northeast, people have called me that they are only interested in rain shelter. Okay, for that case, if you are only during 6 months they want to protect from, so rain shelter is required in that case. If there is no problem of insect, wind speed, so rain shelter, because they are only interested. See, at each place, so many challenges can be there. Insect is common problem. Wind speed can be. Okay, so you have to give the priority. Which are the primary factor you want to control? So you have to make the list out, and which are the important, means the air temperature, soil temperature, as I discussed, and based on which are the parameters very essential to grow the crop. So based on that, we have to proceed. Maybe that rain shelter, the same structure we can, if we remove it like this detachable roof concept, there will no insect net around this your greenhouse. As in detachable roof, we have discussed. So just you remove the plastic and go for your shade net structure. So like that, we are working on the protected structure with the peripheral. Means in periphery will give the insect net, and then inside the structure will be there. Though there will no insect proof net inside with the structure, your polyhouse, natural ventilated polyhouse. So in various, suppose that because in winter, as I told earlier also, because in winter, suppose that the winter temperature is up to between 5 to 10. Okay, for brief some time it is go below 5. Okay, so plastic, it may be that plastic mulch is sufficient. As I told earlier, because in India the average temperature varies between 10 to 40. Right? So I am trying to understand why the only one solution, polyhouse, right? And so on that line we are working. Apart from that, suppose that if the maximum your water is the problem, right? Because as I told, the drip irrigation, so many advantages is there. So you want to protect from excess water, okay, in the root zone. Then drip irrigation is sufficient. So first you have to list out the what are the challenges if you are growing the crop, and it may be that suppose that in some cases the low tunnel is sufficient. Why to go for polyhouse? Okay, so as I told, which enterprises you are taking means that in crop conventionally polyhouse normally if you are taking the tomato, capsicum, cucumber, apart from people are taking flower, okay, other crops people are taking. But suppose if someone is interested in doing cabbage, cauliflower, because in some month of around the year, like in the rainy season, a lot of rainwater is there, and you are interested to go for any spinach, palak or coriander leaf. So why go for polyhouse? Because the crop height is small. So in that case, your shade net low tunnel will be sufficient. Apart from that, if someone is interested to grow the nursery, so based on if your nursery is required, you can go for poly. People are using the polyhouse, right? Then again, so what I'm saying that there are various options can be there, okay, for the same work, okay, and based on that your market, what price you are getting. And apart from that, I already discussed, maybe that the same structure that is greenhouse dryer. Already in lecture number 11 we have discussed the greenhouse drying. Same structure you can use for drying. So based on your enterprise, you have to think. So these are the I think the important. There is need to think a lot, and if we work as a team, the different solution can be we can find out. And here at the Department of Agriculture, you are working very hard to find out because for a small farmers it is very difficult to adopt because they are used to cultivate the crop in open field. Okay, even though they are constructing they don't know how to manage the crop inside. There's so many challenges, so many factors are there. So just today I presented the one approach. I hope you have find the lecture this interesting, and this is as I told, this is the last lecture of this course. Okay, I feel that the drip irrigation part and mulching part and some parts like plastic low tunnel, but the due to maybe that in future I will expand maybe in later classes maybe I will cover those topics if required. Okay, and some of the I am getting comment that people are interested, as I told many times, that this mainly this video is recorded for mainly for students. Okay, farmers because in Hindi video I am getting the comment because people are saying why not you are making English. In English lecture people are saying that why not you are making Hindi. I am concerned with all the farmers, anyone involved in the agricultural enterprises, but I am trying my best because I have the limited resource and so many activities are there. But I am happy that people are seeing the video, and I'm available on the WhatsApp. Okay, so if you're just you can send your message. I will try my best to guide you as per my knowledge. Okay, thank you for your interest. I hope you have find this lecture, you have learned something new in this lecture. Okay, thank you once again.